The Speaker, who took into consideration the facts presented by the government and the opposition, adjourned Parliament for 10 minutes in order to arrive at a decision on the debate thereafter. Convening Parliament, Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa said that the debate on the impeachment motion against the Chief Justice could be conducted in accordance with the standing orders.
What we said was that if a complete report was presented to Parliament, we would have been able to refer it at any time. The Hansard has not yet been printed. Honourable Speaker, our request to have the complete report on this is evident, isn't it? Bring a Hansard to see what is there. I requested for a Hansard now, but there is no Hansard. The Hansard has not yet been printed. This was presented to Parliament on the 8th. We should accept that. From that day, Parliament was on holiday for a period of 1 month. During this holiday, how does a parliamentarian get hold of this report? Honourable Speaker, if the parliamentarians are interested, it is their responsibility to collect it from you, the office, or from the library. What should be meant by saying that it was presented to the chamber should not mean that it was presented to the empty building. Including the opposition leader, all first-line members of the opposition who expressed facts yesterday agreed to take up this for debate. The Speaker has made a decision that the decision made at party leaders' meeting is valid. The whip informed the decisions taken at the party leaders' meeting. They are not true. When the party leaders' meeting was convened, we requested that the Speaker to include in the minutes that the report of the Parliamentary Select Committee regarding the impeachment motion should not be taken up for debate in Parliament, and that according to the laws and the Constitution, it cannot be taken up for debate. The Supreme Court has the sole and exclusive judicial power to take up and decide on a question regarding the interpretation of the Constitution. I have to study this matter further, therefore I am adjourning the Parliament for 10 minutes.
After convening Parliament, following the adjournment, Speaker Chamal Rajapaksa expressed the following view.
I paid attention to the facts presented by the parliamentarians of both government and opposition. I assume that the steps regarding the issuance of this report was done in accordance with standing orders. However, if the parliamentarians did not receive adequate time to study this report, there was an opportunity to bring it up at the party leaders' meeting and arrive at a decision. However, since I cannot see adequate reasons to postpone the debate, I am granting permission to proceed with the debate.
However, parliamentarians of the Democratic National Alliance walked out of Parliament in protest over this decision. And it's time now to take a look at the newspaper cartoon of the day.
On to business news, a recent study has revealed that Sri Lanka is at a weak level in exporting equipment to the Indian industry sector. The study shows that only 7% of the total exports to India are for the industry sector. Experts point out that a common fact amongst countries that have gained rapid development in Asia is that more than half of the exports were for the industrial sector. This study was conducted by the Pathfinder Foundation and the Colombo University.
Now, if we think about Sri Lankan integration into those kind of supply chain, that is actually the most promising land for that. Should be, as we all think, it is India, for a number of reasons that I mentioned. So that's why this studies was important and also was undertaken to look at what is our integration into Indian supply chains. In fact, what we found there was, it is very different from the East and Southeast Asian development. Regardless of greater integration in terms of trade, in terms of services, tourism, port, airport services, and all, despite all these things, our integration into, which means our the supply of parts and components into Indian manufacturing process has been very low. In fact, out of our total exports to India, it is only 7%.
Right, on to sports news now. Sri Lankan skipper Mahela Jayawardene says that there will be several changes in the team for the first one-day international against Australia tomorrow.
The opening match of the 5-match ODI series will be played in Melbourne tomorrow.
I mean, it's a fantastic asset for us, and the way he backs himself to do things, it's amazing. I mean, it's just his ability, but he works really hard at that. So the two quicks who had the niggles, Kulasekara and Eranga, both are pretty fit, both bowled yesterday. So we'll let them go through their bowling routine.
Chairman of the Sri Lanka Cricket Selection Committee, Ashanta Dimel, said that Shaminda Eranga will be called up for the team if Nuwan Kulasekara is not fit for tomorrow. Ashanta Dimel went on to say that Upul Tharanga, Jeevan Mendes, Thisara Pereira, Lasith Malinga and Ajanta Mendes, who are not named for the test squad, may play in tomorrow's match. Over in the Australian camp, Stephen Smith will not play in tomorrow's game, while George Bailey captains the team for the first time.
Hopefully they'll get a crack in Adelaide, but Finch, Hughes, Kawaja, Bailey, Hussey, Maxwell, Haddon, and then it'll be a physical challenge for the rest of them.
Well, that's a wrap of your primetime news bulletin here on MTV Sports. I'm Krishni Panditharatna.
And I'm Ramesh Rugal Bandara.
Good night.
Good night.
Hotline 0114-896-896. www.newsfirst.lk. Feedback at newsfirst.lk.